I want to introduce some terminology to you today that talks about some of the basic ethical principles that we need to be aware of as alcohol and drug counselors. Now, before I do that, I want to go ahead and give you 3 regulatory bodies for you to be aware of, depending on where you are a student. In California, there is a California Certification Board of Alcohol and Drug Counselor, also known as the CCBADC. In the state of Maine, there is the Department of Professional and Financial Regulation Board of Alcohol and Drug Counselors. In New Hampshire, the Board for Licensed Alcohol and Other Drug Professionals is the regulatory body. So before I mention the terms in the basic ethical principles, I think that it's important that we are aware of the regulatory bodies in your state. You could also download these codes of conducts and codes of ethics by going or Googling in the information provided. The first term I'd like to talk about is values. What is values? In defining the term values, we look at pertaining to beliefs and attitudes that provide direction for everyday living. An example would be the simple crosswalk that has stoplights, it has a yield light, and it has a go light. If we were to walk on that crosswalk when it says stop, we could potentially end up in a fatal position. When we talk about morals, we're concerned with the perspectives of right and proper conduct. And it involves evaluation of action based on a broad context of outline or religious standards. When we're looking at the terminology, the term ethics, it pertains to beliefs that one holds about what constitutes right conduct. It includes knowledge and comprehension of principles that leads one to respond with maturity, sound judgment, discretion, wisdom, and prudence. Simply put, it is the oughtness of behavior, what we ought to do. The next term I'd like to highlight is beneficence, a commitment to respect clients, compassion, a commitment to doing good, and not placing the clinician's interest above the client's. Lastly, the term I want to highlight is justice. It also means being respectful of the client, but it also promotes social justice and in promoting behavior that is for social justice. So let's go and recap the terms that we just covered. Values, morals, ethics, autonomy, beneficence, justice. Autonomy is the belief that clients have the ultimate right to make the decisions that affect their lives. Now, there is an exception to that, and that is concerning the welfare of the client in a 5150 or 5250 situation. When the individual is claiming or exhibiting behavior that they want to hurt themselves or hurt somebody else, we as mandated reporters have to act. And so autonomy is overruled simply by the welfare institution codes related to 5150 and 5250.